Hello and welcome back once again to Infinite Jeff, the project where I, Jeff, read the book Infinite Jest to you. One day at a time, one page at a time, put it on the internet. That's awesome. It's an awesome thing. Let's just get right to it. Let's cut to the chase. We're on to page 187 on a motherfucking, of the motherfucking book. Page 187. Infinite Jest. Here we go. Trench. The convoluted latex is filled with those little non-FHC styrofoam peanuts everything industrially soft is filled with. And the pia-mater surface gives rather like one of those old beanbag chairs of more innocent times. Settles in and back with his millennial fizzy, an inhaler, and cigarette, and pocket-sized Heathkit digital FM band receiver under a high CO night sky that makes the stars' points look extra sharp. The Boston PM is 10 degrees Celsius. The post-central sulcus he sits in is just outside that...
Sulcus.
Okay, it is sulcus. The post-central sulcus he sits in is just outside the circumference of the YYY Ariel's high-speed spin, so 5 meters overhead. Its tip's aircraft light describes a blurred oval, vascularly hued. His FM receiver's power cells, tested daily against the low-temp lab's mercuric resistors, are fresh. The wooferless tuners sound tinny and crisp, so that Madam sounds like a faithful but radically miniaturized copy of her studio self. Those with saddle noses, those with atrophic limbs, and yes, chemists and pure math majors are also those with atrophic necks. Scleroderma adultorum. Them that seep the dermatotic. Come one, come all, this circular says. The hydrocephalic, the tabescent and caectic and anorexic, the Bragg's diseased in their heavy red rinds of flesh, the dermally wine-stained or carbuncular or steatocryptotic, or God forbid all three. Marinomat syndrome, you say? Come on down. The psoriatic, the eczematically shunned, the scropholodermic, bell-shaped steopgx in your special slacks, afflictees of Pitherius rosea. It says here, come all ye hateful, blessed are the poor in body, for they. The pulsing aircraft alert light of the Ariel is magenta, a sharp and much closer star, now, with his fingers laced behind his head. Reclined and gazing upward, listening, the centrifugal whirl's speed making its tips light trail color across the eyes. The light's oval a bloody halo over the very barest of all possible heads. Madam Psychosis has done UHID stuff before, once or twice. He is listening to her read 4 levels below the oblongated recess that becomes the heating shaft's nubbin of spine, ad-lib style reading from one of the PR circulars of the Union of the Hideously and Improbably Deformed, an agnostic-style 12-step support group deal for what it calls the Aesthetically Challenged Footnote 62. She sometimes reads circulars and catalogs and PR-type things, though not regularly. Some things take several successive shows to get through. Ratings stay solid, listeners hang in. The engineer's pretty sure he'd hang in even if he weren't paid to. He does like to settle into a sulcus and smoke slowly and exhale up past the blurred red ellipse of the Ariel monitoring. Madam's themes are at once unpredictable and somehow rhythmic, more like probability waves for subhadronics than anything else. Footnote 63. Student engineer has never once seen Madam Psychosis enter or leave WYYY. She probably takes the elevator. It's 22 October in the ONANite year of the Depend Adult Undergarment. Like most marriages, Avril and the late James Incandenzas was an evolved product of concordance and compromise, and the scholastic current... That was page 187 of Infinite Jest. Yeah, Bucket. Good night.